when were you part of the ground floor of that, or how did that thing sort of evolve?
Well, we started out. There were a bunch of us that were just concerned about the direction of the denomination. Neil and Avenue had recently ordained someone in a same-sex marriage. The human sexuality report was coming out, so we decided to kind of get together on Zoom and just start talking. And what we found is that there was interest in
Now, in terms of who was it? Friends from seminary, or people
it's yeah. Let's see. I think
returning
Chad
church? Was because returning church was before Abide. Returning church had been on a
returning
Facebook
yeah
group for a while.
returning church is returning church is a Facebook group. Anybody can comment and have a
Yep,
discussion.
yep,
So, concern you can tell when people are concerned in the
yep.
discussion group. But I think if I remember correctly, Chad Steenwick had just sent out an email invite to a bunch of people. We're going to meet at this time. Let's just get together and talk. We decided to talk again. There was interest in you know doing more things like starting a website, publishing articles. So we decided to form a steering team and some teams to manage some of these activities. And that's kind of how it got started. um yeah, that's the short version of how it got started anyway.
If I were to come to you and say, tell me what the Abide project is, how would you answer that question?
Abide Project is a grassroots movement within the CRC that wants to see the Christian Reformed Church remain steadfast on marriage and sexuality. That would be how I would describe it.
Is is it is the group did the group just sort of is that focus on marriage and sexuality an accident of Abide's birth, or has the group come to a degree of self-consciousness by which it says this is the focus of our group, and so when we feel that this issue is resolved, the group disbands, or is it just unclear at this point?
There's many comments by many people saying we would love to work ourselves out of a job and to disband. We would love that. Um, Whether that will be realized or not, it depends on how synods go and that sort of thing. But we would love to not need to exist.
Yeah.
Yes.
It would seem that most of the battle has been won in some ways. What do you think would make would in the minds of, at least, of course you can't speak for all of these people because it's a
No,
grassroots level,
it
everybody's
is.
going to have different takes.
And they
It's
do.
my, and they do, I'm sure they do. I'm sure it's a fairly loose organization. You've certainly got you it's I appreciate the fact that you've been open in terms of, okay, these are a group of people that we can put our names down and say um what do you think, would there be an event or a decision or a milestone at which you think the group would say mission accomplished, let's give Abide a happy burial?
Um, Again, it's hard to speak for a lot of different
And
people
anything
in a
that you say
grassroots
is not
movement.
speaking for the group, we'll say that, because
All right.
anybody that wants to email me, you can find my email address in this CRC yearbook. It's right there. Or you want to message me or leave a comment, that's fine. Correcting Aaron. We're not going to put the weight of Abide on Aaron,
Well, that's
but
good. I appreciate that. If I had to guess, I would say that if the denomination can have a unified view of marriage and sexuality, um, Abide would disband.